So today, we're going to talk about a message that comes from a pretty unexpected place, a cannabis company. And what they have to say is, well, not what you'd think. The company is called Wake and Bake Lounge, and their whole philosophy might just surprise you. Let's get into it. I mean, think about that for a second. It's a real head scratcher, right? A business that sells a product is telling you it's totally okay if you don't buy or use that product. It kind of breaks every rule in the marketing playbook. So what's really going on here? Is this some genuine next-level brand philosophy, or is it just a really clever way to build trust in a super crowded market? Let's find out. Okay, so first up, let's get into their core claim. They argue this whole stance isn't hypocritical at all. For them, it's all about promoting well-being and, maybe most importantly, your freedom to choose. And this is where they really flip the script. According to Wake and Bake, their mission is bigger than just making a sale. They're trying to position themselves as a company that genuinely cares about their customers' health and happiness, even if that means their products aren't part of the picture for you. It's a pretty bold move that's all about building a real relationship instead of just a simple transaction. So let's explore their first big point. And, it's a surprisingly blunt admission from a company in this space. They come right out and say that cannabis is not some universal solution for everyone. Yeah, they completely reject this one-size-fits-all idea. They're quick to acknowledge that, sure, cannabis can be amazing for a lot of people, helping with things like pain or anxiety, or just letting you unwind. But, and this is the important part, it's absolutely not some magic bullet that's going to work for every single person every single time. And they get specific about it, too. They actually validate a whole list of totally legitimate reasons why someone might say no, like maybe THC just makes you anxious or paranoid, or maybe you had a bad experience in the past. It could be you have certain health conditions or are on medications that don't mix well. And you know what? Sometimes you're just not interested. And they say all of those reasons are perfectly valid. And this quote from them just nails it, doesn't it? They're basically saying that the real goal here is self-awareness. It's not about caving to social pressure or hopping on a trend. It's all about figuring out what's genuinely right for you. So this brings us right to the heart of their philosophy. It's not just about saying, hey, people are different. It's about actively championing the incredible power of your own personal choice. And here's how they frame it. They put the bandwagon effect where everyone's just shouting, hell yes, right up against the quiet power of making your own choice and saying, no thanks. They use this amazing designated driver analogy. Think about it. The designated driver is still at the party, still part of the fun, still part of the community, but they've made a conscious choice that works for them. And that, they say, is something to be respected. All right, so if the whole point isn't just about consuming their product, then what is it about? This is where they reframe their entire purpose, and it shifts from the simple act of consumption to a much, much bigger idea. For Wake and Bake, the ultimate goal, the real prize, isn't getting high. It's finding and feeling a sense of connection. They see cannabis as just one possible tool you could use to get there. But, and this is so key, it's not the only tool. The destination is that feeling of connection, and there are a whole bunch of different paths you can take. And they don't just leave it at that. They actually offer up some really tangible alternatives. For them, real connection can be found sharing an awesome meal with friends, or in the quiet focus of a yoga class, or just by taking a minute to actually watch a sunset. These are all powerful ways to find that exact same sense of well-being. No product required. So let's bring all of this together. It all leads to their final, really empowering takeaway, and it's a message that's super simple and direct. First off, they want you to know they don't see themselves as just some company. They see themselves as a community, one that's open to everybody, no matter what you choose. Which means their brand, their whole identity, isn't just tied up in the thing they sell. It's about the people and the shared values that make up that community. And all of this brings us to their ultimate piece of advice. Just be true to yourself. Live your life authentically. This final quote just wraps it all up perfectly, doesn't it? For Wake and Bake Lounge, the real conversation isn't about cannabis at all. The question they really want you to ask yourself is a lot bigger. Are you living your best life, whatever that happens to look like for you? That is a pretty provocative thought, especially coming from a place you never expect.